separating all four teams in the AFC East. Each game is critical, including this one, the 7-5 New England Patriots hosting the 6-6 Buffalo Bills. And hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. For 9 seasons, Drew Bledsoe quarterbacked the New England Patriots. Today, he returns for the first time as the enemy.
Yeah, he is the enemy today, Greg. When you talk about Drew Bledsoe, and I've said this many times, he is one of the best throwers of the football in the National Football League. And when you talk to the Patriots players and coaches, you talk about Drew Bledsoe, you can see the concern in their face. If he gets time, there's a chance they can win the game.
Critical game in the AFC East. We're back with more after this word from your local station.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, the Patriots have a most important divisional matchup on tap with the Buffalo Bills, the 90th consecutive home sellout here in New England for them and for you. The opening kickoff right after this. That's the kind of day we have here in Foxborough today. 44 degrees. The forecast is for sunshine, although it is slightly overcast right now. It has been sunny all morning here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. There's Bill Belichick. In his 3rd year as New England's head coach on the other side of the field, Greg Williams has done a fine job turning the Buffalo Bills around from a 3-13 year last season to contenders in the AFC East.
Well, the most important thing today, the weather's good. The forecast 2 days ago was colder and high winds. The wind's not blowing too strongly here, so the Buffalo Bills, I know they're happy with that because they expect to throw the football today.
Mike Hollis going to kick it away for the Bills to the Patriots, who won the toss and have elected to receive. Deion Branch and Patrick Pass. There's Branch, the rookie, and Patrick Pass are deep for the kick, and we're underway in Foxborough. Not a good kick at all. Bounces and picked off at the 25-yard line by Mark Edwards. Edwards up to the 35 to the 37-yard line. So right off the bat, good field position for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. The last time these teams met, Brady just killed the Buffalo defense with the short passes.
With screens, Greg, they threw the ball basically 27 times, and only 7 of those passes went 5 yards past the line of scrimmage today, especially, or maybe even this play, because they got good field position. The Patriots looking to change things up and go down the field.
David Patton flanks to the near side of the field.
And they're looking for it. They got the coverage they want. Man coverage, it could go deep.
Play fake. Brady with time. Down the sideline. Caught. Branch inside the 25-yard line.
Well, they got exactly what they wanted. The Patriots get man defense. And what they do, they bring Deion Branch across. He gets caught up, and watch how he gets cleared because of the man coverage. Watch who's covering him. Antoine Winfield cannot fight his way through the defensive players, and it results in a long throw. That's Nate Clemens, I'm sorry, number 22, who was chasing Deion Branch.
The 41-yard play is Brady's longest completion since the 2nd week of the season. Inside the 20 is Mark Edwards on the carry. Check out the New England offense. Last time these teams met, the line led by Damian Woody cleared the path for big gaining screen plays. Here's wide receiver Troy Brown.
I think you should look for a lot of big plays from the Patriots receivers and running backs, and a lot of good blocks from our offensive line. It's a total team effort, and a win over the Bills.
Big play is what the Patriots came up with on their opening salvo. 2nd and 7. Antoine Smith, left side. kicks his way inside the 15 to the 11. That'll be enough for a first down as we check out Buffalo's defense up front. Tackle Pat Williams comes off a terrific game last week against Miami. He is the Bills' second leading tackler. He trails only middle linebacker London Fletcher, who's on a pace to record more than 200 tackles this season. And in the secondary, cornerback Nate Clements, Buffalo's interception leader with 4, and all 4 of them have come against the Miami Dolphins. First down, New England at the Buffalo 11. Drew Bledsoe waiting his turn on the sideline. Smith this side, and is going to lose yardage back to the 15. Eddie Robinson was the first to meet him out there.
Well, Greg, going about this New England offense, and that's what I always find interesting about teams that play each other for the second time. What adjustments will you make? Charlie White says, I know they've got to be looking for short passes, so we've got to change up and try to get those big ones down the field. We've seen one of those already. And of course, we know Buffalo's defense, their main concern, and you said it, stopping the short passes, stopping the screen plays by the Patriots.
Loss of 4 makes it 2nd and 14. Brady, corner of the end zone, has his man and overthrew Fourier.
Brady's pass intended to Christian Fourier.
I think on Friday in practice we saw him nail that pass 3 straight times, and this time he overthrows it.
Yes, he did, and sometimes you miss it in the game because you just got adrenaline. You throw it a little harder than you expect, but Coy Wire is on the coverage, and also, Greg, sometimes you just throw it too good. The ball just goes through the air faster than you expect, and it's about a yard too far, and that's what happened to Tom Brady that time.
So now it's 3rd and 14, and Kevin Falk is onto the field and in the backfield. Brady with time, throws far side of the field, complete. Marker is down. Branch looking for the end zone. He got there for the touchdown, but let's check the marker. This looks like it's going to come back. And it will. Our referee today is Jeff Triplett. And Deion Branch comes up hobbling.
Holding, 72 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Well, Greg, we heard repeatedly from players and coaches of the Buffalo Bills, ensure passing situations, 3rd and 14 is one of those, that the offensive line, they think they can take advantage of it, and sometimes that results sacking the quarterback, bad throws, make him throw before he's ready, and holding penalties, that time by Matt Light.
So it's a 3rd and 24 from the 25-yard line.
No, I'm out.
Brady over the middle, complete to David Patton, and he's hit shy of the 20-yard line, and that will bring Adam Vinatieri and the field goal unit onto the field. So the Bills come up with a defensive stand.
Oh, yeah, and let me tell you, they're very happy about this. First, they give up the long pass. They don't give up the touchdown. Then, 3rd and 14, you play a safe defense. Tom Brady throws it short. Deion Branch still scores. Now you got him back for a long field goal try, so you got to be happy.
From 39 yards out, Vinatieri's kick on the way. And Vinatieri is 9 for 9 in field goals attempts in this stadium. Pepper Johnson of the New England Patriots coaching staff having a good time early on. 3-0 Pats. The Bills, true to form, have fallen behind as they have done in all but one of their games this season. Deion Branch still trying to get loose again. Charlie Rogers and Joe Burns are deep for the kick. Rogers from the 5. 20, 25 to about the 28-yard line. So 23-yard return, and that is where Drew Bledsoe and the Buffalo offense will get started right after this. 11 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Bledsoe
Got the standing ovation, Greg, as he ran on the field before this first play, which I thought was very classy by the New England Patriots fans.
He had a lot to be thankful for in his time here.
Yeah,
First down.
Did pretty good up here, didn't he?
Play fake to Henry. Bledsoe to Moulds. And Moulds across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Check out the Buffalo offense. Bledsoe relies on a line that averages less than 4 years experience, much of the pressure on rookie Mike Williams. Here's Coach Greg Williams.
Our offensive success depends upon us maximizing our opportunities in the red zone today, being able to get Travis Henry untracked, and protecting the football overall.
Pretty well said by Coach, wasn't it?
Absolutely. There's the offensive coordinator, Kevin Gilbride. Here's Travis Henry. Ducks to the outside. Going to get a first down and much more. 45 midfield and into New England territory. Knocked out of bounds by Lawyer Malloy. The Patriot defense on the line. Former first-round draft pick Willie McGinnis keys the rush, puts a ton of pressure on the quarterback. Teddy Bruschi sidelined by a Thanksgiving Day shot to the leg. 8th-year veteran Ted Johnson starts at middle linebacker in his place. And speaking of veterans, venerable Otis Smith at cornerback has racked up a pair of interceptions thus far this season. There's Romeo Cromell, the defensive coordinator. Larry Centers and Sammy Morris are in as receivers as Bledsoe spreads the field on first down. Quick pass out to the side. Fearless Price. Price out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Run out by Otis Smith.
Well, they might have copied the Patriots' little screen to the wide receiver. You know, really, that's something I don't think the Buffalo Bills do enough of. Throw short passes to guys like Fearless Price and Eric Moulds, because they definitely have the physical skills to take a short pass and make it into a big play.
Well, Greg Williams told us last night we may not get much of a pass rush, but we'll have 95 guys playing the screen pass. 2nd and 5. Henry. Looking for first down yardage. He comes up about a couple of yards shy. Let's check in for the first time today with Armin Catane. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. You know, Greg Williams told us last night he thought his team was too serious the first time they played Drew Bledsoe. So to lighten the mood last night, he basically played a highlight tape or a low light tape where all his teammates, Bledsoe's teammates, got to cut up on him. Drew told me before the game, he said it was hysterical. Everybody saying how terrible he was. Travis Henry was the only one. He said, you know, I don't know why you guys don't like Drew. I think he's pretty good. The desired effect. Back to you.
Thanks, Armin. 3rd and 3. Penalty marker down. Bledsoe throws, and that's complete to Jay Reamersma. Reamersma breaks free down the sideline and now out of bounds. I'm going to guess Fearless Price started forward a little too soon when he came in motion. Fearless Price came across the formation towards us and may have turned up the field too soon.
Illegal motion. 81 offense. Moving forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Oh, boy, the Buffalo Bills. Greg, we've done enough games. I said it. I say it all the time. It's those type of mistakes that really drive me crazy. That was a big play. It's brought back. But Drew Bledsoe did seem like he stayed under the center a little longer than normal because he saw the blitz. He let his offensive linemen yell out who they've got, and that the hesitation called Fearless Price to jump off sides.
Bledsoe with time, far side of the field, incomplete. Intended for Price. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, one good thing the Bills are going to like, and Drew Bledsoe's not happy because of the penalty. 2 blitzes by the Patriots, and they were stoned both times by this Buffalo Bills offensive line.
That was the biggest problem that the Bills had to deal with in the matchup of these two teams back in November.
Yes, and Greg, this Bills offense is saying one thing. Greg Williams said, up front, we got to be aggressive. They were not in the last meeting.
So instead of getting a first down at the 15-yard line, they're forced into punt formation. Brian Moorman. Troy Brown calls for fair catch and makes it at the 14-yard line. 8:06 to play. First quarter, New England back on offense. Just a reminder, you can follow the playoff race through the end of the season with our exclusive projected brackets on all of the playoff scenarios. Click on the playoff race at cbssportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Brady spreads the field on first down at the New England 14-yard line. Throws on the in-cut, incomplete. Pass intended for David Patton, and Nate Clements was there.
Well, a couple things. You know, we talked about this Bills defense, Greg. Tom Brady makes the fake. They come in, they give the 4 wide receiver look. A lot of space to throw the football, but it gets away from Tom Brady. But look at Pat Williams right in the middle. That's one key we're going to watch for today, because they're going to put him on Damian Woody, so Damian Woody can't be the lead blocker on runs and especially in screens, because they love to get him out in front of the screeners.
Quick pass out to this side, and that's complete to Troy Brown. He loses one tackle, 20, 25-yard line, and a first down.
Well, we saw this too in the first game a few weeks ago. Short passes by the New England Patriots. All right, the Buffalo Bills defense, it's there. Antoine Winfield, Troy Brown with a terrific straight arm, but short throws and then yards after the catch. The Bills just didn't tackle well a few weeks ago and start off with a bad miss there too.
Troy Brown saddled with a knee injury earlier this season. Finally said, I had to shake that knee brace. It was a problem. It was getting to me. Brady to throw again. Under pressure, got rid of it. Complete to Fourier. Fourier to midfield. Still on the move and brought down inside the 45-yard line. What a job by Brady under pressure, finding the wide open Fourier.
Well, that's what it is. Under pressure, Keith Newman, the linebacker, is all over Tom Brady, but nobody covering Christian Fourier as he goes down the field. He comes in motion, he comes across, they let him go. So a mix-up by the Bills defense leaves a receiver uncovered down the field. Boy, you know what it was? They had 2 guys covering the back out of the backfield, and nobody switched over to cover the tight end.
33-yard pickup on the play, the line of scrimmage, the Buffalo 42. On the revert, Brown, blockers in front of him. 30, 25, and grabbed around the neck at the 21-yard line. Aaron Schobel made the stop, but not before Brown picked up 21 more.
You know, when you play the New England Patriots, it's well documented. A couple things. You know they're going to try some screens, and if you're away from the play, don't chase down the line of scrimmage, because they're going to run a reverse at least once every single game to make sure you don't over pursue.
You see the total yardage there in their last 3 plays. The Patriots have racked up 65 yards.
You know, you just can't over pursue. Charlie Weiss is good. He's running at least one reverse probably in every single game he's ever been the play caller for.
Pitch for Antoine Smith. Hit first by 55, Eddie Robinson, and falls forward to about the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. There's Charlie Weiss.
There he is, calling the plays, and it's... Greg, you're right. You got to watch practice. You saw some of the things they were doing, and pretty good in what they're trying to do so far in the running pass, but... And you know it, even when you watch practice, they run at least 2 reverses every practice. You know, every coach in this league has a personality, what they like to do. This coach likes to blitz. Charlie Weiss is a coordinator. He believes in reverses, screens, and a few gadget plays to throw it down the field.
2nd and 7. Smith again. Inside the 15 to about the 13. Clock continues to move as we come up on 4:50 to play here in the first quarter.
You know, too, you see Antoine Smith. This Buffalo Bills defense just talking to some of their players, trying to simplify what they do. Don't have as many plays on defense. Jerry Gray, the defensive coordinator, just so the players don't think too much. Just react to what you see and hustle.
Smith on 3rd and 1. Inside the 10 will be a 1st and goal. Antoine Smith, in 3 games against his former team, is averaging 102 yards carrying on the ground. Smith, drafted by Buffalo in the first round back in 1997. Spent 4 years with the Bills. This is his 2nd year here in New England.
I'd say it's gone pretty well in New England for him, wouldn't you?
I'd say so.
Really might have been the difference in their football team last year. A power runner gave him those valuable yards.
You saw how well New England performs in the red zone. They're back in it again. 1st and goal. Quick pass this side. Patton to the end zone. Touchdown.
These quick throws to the outside. You know what? That time, that was a running play. Drew Bledsoe looked out at Patton and thought the defender was too far off. He stood there. Tom Brady gets the ball to him quickly, and they get a touchdown.
David Patton scores his career-high 5th touchdown. The extra point is good. Coming up on 3.5 to play in the first quarter, and David Patton's touchdown catch makes it a 10-0 New England lead.
Well, when you look at the touchdown by David Patton, it's a running play. Look at the offensive line, the running backs. Tom Brady, Patton, they just see it. They react to what they see. The defender's too far off, and they get a touchdown out of it.
Vinatieri kicks it away. This is Charlie Rogers, this time from the 3. 20. And hit hard at the 25-yard line and belted to the ground by Gerard Cherry. Bledsoe back on the offense. CBS Mondays, America's best night of television. Starts with The King of Queens, followed by Yes Dear, Everybody Loves Raymond, and the #1 news show of the season, comedy, still standing, and then Don't Miss TV's #1 news show, CSI Miami. The Late Show with David Letterman after local news, all on America's most watched network, CBS. Bledsoe will throw on 1st down, batted up into the air, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Richard Seymour, and Seymour has given the Patriots a 1st and goal.
We talked about the offensive line for the Bills must be aggressive. This time, what happens? They get ground so fast. Watch how close they are to Drew Bledsoe. He drops back. Seymour right on the center. The push is too much. And Anthony Pleasant is coming through free. A nice catch by Richard Seymour.
And the Bills cannot get anything started, or once they've gotten started on offense, then they shot themselves in the foot.
They make the mistake, and again, the worst thing that can happen to a quarterback is let somebody come free. He can deal with that. But when you let the offensive line, they just push you back in his face. Indecision, batted passes up in the air.
On 1st and goal. Play fake to Smith. End zone, and he overthrew him again. Christian Fourier was out there again, and Brady overthrew him.
Well, that wasn't as open as the time before.
Nothing could be open as the time before.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice fake by Tom Brady. I was mentioning, we were watching practice the other day. I said, with those gloves that he wears, the one thing he can really do, he can stick that football out there, and he doesn't have to worry about it getting knocked out of his hand because of the grip. And of course, being smart and a little bit careful when you're in a situation like that leads to just a slight overthrow.
2nd and goal. This time, this side, touchdown. Donald Hayes. Deion Branch on the sideline with a leg injury. And Donald Hayes, one of those, along with David Patton, who stepped in to fill the gap.
Sometimes you just got to look at the opposition and say, we couldn't stop it. Too good of a play. Perfect throw. Nice adjustment by Donald Hayes. Nothing a defender can do in a situation like that.
Vinatieri is good on the point after. 3:14 to play. 2 touchdowns in a 21-second span have given the Patriots a 17-point lead. Drew Bledsoe has had just 4 passing attempts so far for 14 yards. The interception, which turned things around a few seconds ago.
Hey, a game of opportunities, Greg. 3-0. The Bills got it. They hit the big pass. It's down to the 10 or wherever it went. Bring it back for penalty. You don't cover the tight end. You give up a big play there. So really so much is self-inflicted in this game, and you've got to take advantage when the opportunity's there. The Patriots are, the Bills are not.
Here's Charlie Rogers. And Rogers will return this one again. This time from the 8. 20. Penalty markers fly all the way out to the 40-yard line. And there are 1, 2, 3 yellow flags on the field. Let's see what they are.
You probably have holding, and maybe a personal foul. How's that for a good guess? Look at this.
We'll never really know, will we?
Jeff Triplett's laughing. He's going, oh my gosh.
What do we got here?
Boy, Tom Brady is. You know what? You know why he's excited? That's good stuff. Here's the penalty.
I think you got 2 of them.
Yeah, I thought there was a real late flag. I thought it might be a personal foul because there was a little pushing and shoving going on. But Tom Brady is happy on the sidelines because that last throw.
During the return, holding, 50 return team. That penalty is declined. Also during the return, illegal block in the back, 23 return team. That penalty is accepted. Half the distance, first down.
I was talking about it, Greg. Tom Brady's happy on the sidelines. It's like a golfer when you stand on the first tee and you just hit that drive. It's perfect, and as far as you can knock it out there, Tom Brady did the same thing throwing the football. The perfect speed right to the location where he knew Chris Watson couldn't make the play. His receiver could.
Yeah, I know that first tee feeling.
Yeah, you do, since you don't play golf.
From the 9-yard line, Travis Henry tries the left side. And across the 10 to about the 12-yard line, and we get our first NFL Today update of the day. Here's Jim Nance.
All right, Greg, a stunning development at Pittsburgh. Maddox picked right here by Aaron Glenn. He takes off to the end zone for the touchdown. This follows an earlier Maddox fumble that was returned for a score. The Texans defense with 2 returns, the first 2 in franchise history, both off Maddox miscues, 14-0. Back to Greg and Phil.
But you know what? It's Cordell's fault. Huh? I'm not second. I'm telling you, it's anything goes wrong in Pittsburgh, just blame Cordell. Yes.
2nd and 7. On the draw, Henry still not down, still spinning up toward the 15-yard line, and just over the 15. His forward progress will be marked.
Well, there's so many ramifications to this 17-0 lead. First off, now Buffalo's got to try to settle the game down. They even have to be more patient to make sure they keep Travis Henry involved. Because if you try to get in the shootout now against this Patriots defense, they will show you every configuration they've ever invented on the defensive side. So the Buffalo knows it. Try to settle it down. It's still early in the game, and make sure you keep Travis Henry involved.
It is, however, time for Buffalo to start converting some third down. 3rd and 3. Quick pass, and that's complete out to Remersma, and Remersma out to the 24-yard line and a first down.
Boy, nice throw by Drew Bledsoe, and it tells you he's got a little courage because he throws it in between 2 defenders. Watch to your right as Drew Bledsoe goes back. Remersma on a little short route. Bledsoe looks to his left, anticipates. Nice hold on after he catches the football, too.
Now, what we saw in the first matchup between these 2 teams is a lot of standing up and moving around by the New England defense. They haven't done as much of it today, but they're doing some of it.
Give them time.
Bledsoe on a roll, throws, and that's complete. Reimers now to the 30.
Well, that's a big topic of conversation in Buffalo, Greg. And, you know, where's Jay Reimers now? How come he's not catching as many passes? Well, I got one answer. Well, there's a couple answers. The biggest is Eric Modes, Peerless Price. Then you get Josh Reed. Oh, Travis Henry's pretty good.
37.
So
Larry Centers.
Larry Centers, the all-time leader catching from the running back position. Where are you in the food chain? So Jay Reimers right now looks pretty high on it. And Drew Bledsoe taking advantage of it.
Comes the blitz. Bledsoe gets rid of it and hits his man, Peerless Price, diving forward to the 40-yard line. And that appears to be the last play of this first quarter. As time winds down, it is indeed the end of the first quarter with our score. New England 17 and Buffalo nothing. We'll come back to Gillette Stadium right after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. That's how tightly bunched this AFC East is. New England and Buffalo playing here today. Miami is going to take on the Chicago Bears Monday night. The Jets will meet Oakland Raiders.
Denver Broncos.
I'm sorry, the Denver Broncos. And no one can afford a loss.
No, that is exactly right. Especially the Buffalo Bills at 6-6. A loss almost guarantees that you will not make the playoffs this year.
So turning around and taking it the other way, Bledsoe for Henry. And Henry across the 40. And let's check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, you know, it's been 10 days since the Patriots played and won on Thanksgiving Day. Bill Belichick giving his team 4 days off. And to a man on Friday, they're telling us how important it was for them to rest and recover during those 4 days. Even the coaching staff, Belichick saying a 24-hour period where they didn't have to work at all felt like a week. Where so many teams now are staggering to the finish line in these final rounds of the fight. The Patriots feel like they got a second win, and as we've seen, they're riding it. Greg?
All right, Armin. Well, last week, these Bills put 3 touchdowns on the board in about 10 minutes of play in the snow against Miami. Bledsoe going to give it to Henry. Henry dips to the outside, 45, looking for a first down, and gets it just across midfield.
Well, Greg, we talked about Buffalo wants to keep the game close. It will settle New England's defense down. It keeps Travis Henry in the game. And also, when the Patriots on defense, when they're walking around and trying to confuse what you're trying to do, the Bills want to run the football at them in those situations. Because think about it. A defensive player standing up, trying to confuse you, he's awful easy to block and move backwards.
Buffalo in New England territory at the 49-yard line. Play fake to Henry this time. Bledsoe running out of time and got rid of it, incomplete. Roman Pfeiffer in on Bledsoe. It'll be 2nd and 10. You know, Kevin Gilbride was telling us that his team wasn't quite as sharp in practice on Friday as they would like. And sometimes you say that's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not. You know why? Because when the week goes well and everybody gets their assignments, it makes you, put you in a comfort zone too much sometimes. So when you make mistakes in practice, Greg, and this is the way it was for me as a player, I would not repeat that mistake during the game. In practice, you want to learn to react to what you see. Don't get comfortable and expect to see something on the other side. React to what you see.
2 tight ends for Bledsoe. Shorter drop this time and throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Dave Moore.
That was some throw by Drew Bledsoe over the top of one defender in front of the other, and Lawyer Malloy makes a good hit, but the hit doesn't cause the miss. Just nick. That might have been just enough to throw Dave Moore off from catching it cleanly.
Roman Pfeiffer just got a fingertip on it.
You know, that's the other thing, too. There's so much you learn from coaches. But New England is not like most teams in the league defensively. They have big, physical, tall linebackers. Makes it hard to throw over them sometimes.
Defenders on the move on the snap and the blitz. Bledsoe throws and overthrows, and there's a marker. Peerless Price, the intended receiver, Terrell Buckley, was there. And this time it appears the penalty will benefit the Buffalo Bills.
Holding, defense, 22, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, Greg, first down for the Bills, but watch, it's a blitz by the Patriots. Look at the confusion. There's 3. All of a sudden, here comes to Bucky Jones late. Look at the space around Drew Bledsoe. He can rear back and throw it down the field. So early, even though Kevin Gilbride said they were a little spotty in practice, I'm sure that was because he was giving them so many looks. But early, the Bills are picking up the blitzes by the Patriots.
Henry going to try the left side. He's going to run out of room and lose yardage. Otis Smith coming up from his cornerback position for the stop. And once again, to Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, thank you, Greg. Huge start here by Tennessee. McNair with an early touchdown pass, but here on another long drive, Eddie George, 7 yards up the middle, 14-0 Titans. Go back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim. 2nd and 13. Clock moving up on 12:45 to play here in the first half, and Buffalo trying to cut into a 17-point lead. This drive working as the first 2 have not. On the blitz, Bledsoe got rid of it. Larry centers. Can't get away from number 27, Victor Green, at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, that's something Drew Bledsoe, all the years that he practiced up here, Otis Smith, the corner, Drew Bledsoe knows that Bill Belichick, when you're on the left hash for a right-handed quarterback, the corner from that side, it's short, he can get to the quarterback, and before he realized, so Bledsoe knew it, saw it, and got rid of the football.
Big 3rd down for Bledsoe. He needs the 34-yard line for a first down from the shotgun. Good protection. He's still looking and throws and has Price. Price to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Did he get there? No. Out of bounds, just short of the goal line. 41 yards, and it'll be 1st and goal, Buffalo.
Boy, I tell you what, that was some throw by Drew Bledsoe. Again, nice protection up front. Watch the mess. The Bills pick it up. They're aggressive. Bledsoe buys a little extra time coming across the field. Oh, it's a stop and return by Peerless Price. Nice job and a perfect throw by Drew Bledsoe.
How about that block to set Bledsoe free for an extra couple of seconds by the rookie, Mike Williams?
Yeah, that was really terrific. And Bledsoe's arm was actually hit as he was throwing the football.
Henry and Crosby in the backfield on first down. Henry looking for the end zone. Did he get there? Loose football. Second down as the Bills recover.
Recovered by the Bills.
Looked like the rookie Mike Williams came up with the football.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say this, though. When you're down this close to the goal line, you have to be careful, especially when you know it's first down. Now, Travis Henry is a terrific running back, but you got to be careful going for the extra little bit or doing something that's out of the ordinary. You've got to know that if you don't make it here, you still got a couple more chances. That could have been the game if the Buffalo Bills would have fumbled there.
2nd and goal. Play fake. Bledsoe rolling, end zone, intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by the Patriots. Bucky Jones came up with the pick, his first of the season.
And the same would go for a quarterback. You've got to know the situation. Don't take a chance on 2nd down.
Drew Bledsoe engineered a 90-yard drive and then threw his 2nd interception in the game.
Yeah, he did, Greg, and I'm going to tell you what, right now, he's got to just sit over there and tell himself, all right, it takes a lot of courage for a quarterback to make a couple mistakes early. Well, really one mistake, that one, and just you got to fight through it and be courageous and play hard and let it go.
Here's a screen for Daniel Graham, and Graham's still on his feet and now brought down at the 20-yard line.
Which was right. He had about 40 guys chasing that screen that time.
Pickup of 2, and it's 2nd and 8.
Greg Williams also said, I thought that something was interesting, because so many teams throw screens to the running backs, and you have a few little cute ones to the wide receivers, but the Patriots have a couple different screens to the tight end. That is very unique in the National Football League. Not only do they do it, he runs with it very well after the catch.
Brady on the roll. Has time, throws, and that's complete to Graham once again to about the 28-yard line. So Graham with 2 straight catches, and again, Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, Peyton Manning's return to the state of Tennessee, finally getting on track here, Greg. 69-yard drive, 5 plays, and a hookup here with Marcus Pollard. 14-7 Titans in front of the Colts. Let's go back to you, Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim, thank you. Clock moving here, coming up on 9 minutes to play in the first half. And Brady with a 3rd and 2. That last play had a couple of guys deep. He chose the short man in the pattern. And used the snap count to perfection that time, unless someone on the offensive line moved. I love the finger pointing on one of these. Everybody says, oh, it's the other guy.
You know, see, people don't see it in the booth and we make a mistake. I'm always pointing at you. I blame you. But excellent job by Tom Brady. Greg, you hear me say this all the time, every week. Quarterbacks do not use the snap count enough. And it's not always to draw guys off sides. Use it to put uncertainty in the minds of the defensive linemen. That'll slow their pass rush down. That's maybe more important.
Well, let's see what Jeff Triplett has to say.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Defensive end. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So it'll be 1st and 5 as we look at the first 3 Patriot possessions today, which have finished in a field goal and a pair of touchdowns.
And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that was a mistake by Buffalo's defense. Tom Brady lulled him to sleep, got him in a routine, you know, that voice, and all of a sudden, when you change it, it'd make anybody jump.
That was a 3rd and 2, so that penalty makes it a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for New England. Brady outside, Antoine Smith. He eludes one. No, he didn't elude the tackler at the 35-yard line. That was Antoine Winfield. One of those guys that the Bills are happy to get back in the lineup.
Yeah, excellent tackler, very good cover guy, Antoine Winfield. We heard it from Troy Brown yesterday, just saying, you know, this guy, he's not real big, but man, he's tough. He hits hard, good tackler, nice job getting on the big running back.
Brady has now completed passes to 7 different receivers already today. And he's done that in 12 of their 13 games this season. Kevin Falk in the backfield. Out on the pattern. He's going to go deep for Patton. Incomplete. Just overthrew him. Nate Clements was with it. Well, with Deion Branch still on the sideline, others are going to have to fill that void. And David Patton does it pretty well.
Well, David Patton is probably the fastest guy in the New England Patriots football team. Tom Brady, I think, he throws the short passes really well. I think he throws the long, high arching pass very well. And we watch him in warm-ups. I've seen him many times. That throw was, what, a half yard too long. Straight up in the air. It's coming straight down. It makes it easier for a wide receiver to catch it.
3rd and 7. And forward motion again. The pass over the middle, incomplete. This penalty is going to be against the New England Patriots. And the same kind of penalty that Peerless Price drew earlier in the game.
Prior to the snap, false start, 80 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That wasn't the penalty.
Cannot be declined. The foul occurs prior to the snap.
Thank you, Jeff.
So it's going to back them up and make it a 3rd and 12.
You thought there originally, you thought maybe Buffalo jumped off sides again, huh?
No.
No?
I didn't believe that. I thought the wide receiver in motion, started forward, stopped, started again.
Well, 3rd and 12. Last time they got the Patriots in a 3rd and long, one of them was 3rd and 14. Tom Brady threw it short, and they would have scored a touchdown except for a holding penalty. Buffalo now 3 defenders deep, playing very cautious, make them throw short, tackle the receiver.
Brady with time over the middle, has his man to the 40-yard line. David Gibbons, the rookie out of Notre Dame. 30 yards and a first down.
You know what? That is just incredible. They had a prevent defense on to make sure this wouldn't happen. Tom Brady moves in the pocket, gets the extra time. There's the safety in the middle. He gets out of there, and Patton runs through it. David Gibbons, and gets the big gain.
And now Brady has hooked up with 8 different receivers.
That is like, Greg, that's almost unforgivable from the defensive standpoint. You had the defense on to stop that play or that type of play.
Antoine Smith behind good blocking to the 32.
Boy, Jerry Gray must be saying, what are we doing? Damian Woody, the center, loves to pull, likes to lead, likes to get out in front of screen plays. Doesn't really hit anybody, but what he does, he makes defenders backpedal to get out of his way. The runner picks up 4 or 5 extra yards because of that.
Damian Woody told us Friday the offensive line has been about as healthy as it has been all season, and he feels that they are just getting around to gelling and playing the way they should. 6:07 to play in the first half. Been a timeout. A reminder, Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer are coming up on the next Tell halftime report. They'll have all the scores and the highlights once the first half winds down here. On 2nd down, Mark Edwards with the handoff, and Edwards to about the 30, short of the 30-yard line. Pat Williams in on the stop.
Boy, I tell you, and Greg Williams. So this game, of course, they were not expecting this kind of scenario, but he was laying it on the line about Pat Williams last night, that he had to play well, hustle, and play harder than he's ever played before. And I don't know if it's going to get to that, but he's put him over Damian Woody again to just blow some plays up and keep the best lineman for the Patriots out of the way when it comes to the running game.
Antoine Smith looking for first down yardage, and appears to have it. We get a little pushing and shoving. Chidi Ahanatu, number 72, in a little shoving match with Kenyatta Jones of the Patriots.
You know, last year, Greg, I look at this New England Patriots team. Something they have been doing better of late, managing the football game, the clock, the situations, and it's starting to remind you of what they did last year and was so successful and got them to the Super Bowl. You know, keeping situations where they can pick up first downs or making it easier for their defense, and then being just creative enough on both sides of the ball to give their players a chance in case they're physically not as good, the guy they're facing.
First down from the 29. Smith trying to right side this time. And marker flies as he's brought down at about the 28 by London Fletcher. And this is going to go against New England.
All right, Greg Williams, he's just looking for anything.
80 offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Penalties on Troy Brown.
Well, it's a big penalty. You're talking about maybe getting them out of point range, moving them back so they can't kick a field goal. It's Troy Brown on a linebacker, Eddie Robinson. Well, he just gets behind him. He really actually doesn't hold him, but it looks like it. But, you know, you're a Buffalo player. It's 6-6. You know you got to win. You want to go to the playoffs. You've been in training camp. It's been a long year. And you worked so hard this week to get ready for this game. And you're in a situation like this. It's depressing. And you really got to talk to yourself and find the courage and the energy to keep playing, make a play, and maybe turn things around.
The pitch for Antoine Smith. Left side. Inside the 35 to the 34. Something to keep in mind, too, with these Bills. And last week was a perfect example. They're an explosive football team. 17 points behind with time still remaining here in the first half. It does not mean that they're out of the game.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. But the one problem this week is that this New England Patriots defense, well, first off, New England's offense is better than Miami's. And secondly, New England's defense, it has a much better idea, I think, on how to play the Bills' offense. They can prevent the big plays, I think, easier.
On 2nd and 16. Brady over the middle to Brown. Brown shakes 2 tacklers. 25, 22-yard line. Justin Bannon retreats from the defensive front line to make the stop.
Well, you know, what else can you do? You're the coach. You get them in the perfect defense, which has happened a couple times. Troy Brown short. You got London Fletcher, Eddie Robinson, probably 2 of your better tacklers on the whole football team, and they let a little wide receiver go for big extra yards. It puts them in another good situation to pick up 3rd down.
3rd and 5. Jerry Gray, defensive coordinator, trying to find some answers for Buffalo.
I'm sorry, Greg. As Greg Williams, the coach, would say, don't go for that highlight hit.
Direct snap. Falk gonna throw it back for Brady. He's got him to the end zone. Touchdown. We have a marker down.
Did Kevin Falk leave early?
I got an illegal shift on the offense. But the quarterback and man in motion at the same time prior to the snap. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, besides the penalty, that was a nice throw. Nice catch by Tom Brady. Boy, quarterbacks live for that play. John Elway made it famous. And what a terrific call by Charlie Weiss. Running back is moving. Quarterback was moving too. Boy, again, the backside of the defense. The backside of the defense. Where is it?
So now, a 3rd and 10. That's the 3rd New England penalty on this drive. Brady from the shotgun has all kinds of time. Throws, and it sailed on him.
Greg, we're sitting here talking about all the mistakes the Bills have been making today. New England, 17 points. 2 touchdowns called back. 2.
One of those thoughts that Greg Williams might have as halftime is it could be a lot worse.
I don't know if you'll think that, but total domination.
Vinatieri from 46 yards out. Looks pretty good. Vinatieri 10 out of 10 here in Gillette Stadium. 20-0. Patriots. Hey, there are only 2 Survivor episodes left. This Thursday, it's the Ultimate Reward Challenge, but winning could put 1 castaway at risk. Don't miss the countdown to the finale. Who will have a chance to be the ultimate survivor? Find out on an all-new Survivor, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. This is Charlie Rogers back at the 2-yard line to the 20. And smacked down at about the 24 or 25-yard line. 2:25 to play in the first half. Drew Bledsoe looking to make something happen. 2:25 to play in the first half. The Bills with the football and a 20-point deficit from their own 25-yard line. And Bledsoe and Brady, their respective numbers. Brady obviously having the better of it so far. The shotgun. Far side, Bledsoe hits Price, and Price can't get away from Terrell Buckley. That's a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6, and it doesn't appear that they will get another snap off before the 2-minute warning. So Bledsoe will take a walk to the sideline as the clock ticks down to 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes to play here in the first half at Gillette Stadium. It's been all Patriots so far. Well, Drew Bledsoe going against his former mates, and they haven't made it easy on him today. been under the gun. This one results in the Richard Seymour interception. And this one, the interception in the end zone. It's been that kind of a first half for the former Patriot quarterback. Bledsoe throws over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Josh Reed. And Reed to the 49-yard line.
What a catch, what a throw. The Bills can get down the field with their receivers as fast as anybody in the league, and they have the quarterback that can get it down there to them.
Minute 35 to play. Bledsoe. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 1:33.
You know, there's so many things that what makes it tough on this Buffalo Bills offense, I think, well, a couple things. One, they like to go down the field. The Patriots like to hit wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. And then when they confuse you up front, the offensive line's got to hold them out longer. It just makes it difficult.
Eric Moulds has had just one catch today. This one batted up in the air and caught by number 79, Reuben Brown. Clock continues to move. 1:20 to play in the first half.
Reuben, you got a chance. He went right to the ground once he caught it.
Loss of 6 on the play makes it 3rd and 16, and a timeout stops the clock with 1:18 to play. Well, the defensive brain trust for the New England Patriots talking about this 3rd and 16 with 1:18 to play in the first half.
Yeah, I'm always curious on 3rd and long. What are you going to do? Do you try to pressure the quarterback, make him throw it quick, or do you try to prevent, let him throw it underneath and make the tackle?
Looks like a 3-man front and a 3-man rush. Bledsoe with time, now going to run and throws it away. Number 93, Richard Seymour, was on his back.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe, 3-man rush. That time the pressure's brought in. Willie McGinnis gets on Mike Williams, makes Bledsoe move, and there is nowhere to throw the football down the field. 8 defenders down the field. Watch Willie McGinnis. He's actually on Jonas Jennings. Oh, gets him going backwards. Reuben Brown's there to help him, and the pressure, my mistake, came from the other side.
So Mormon is in to punt to Troy Brown. Oh, nice kick. Brown drifting back and lets it fly over his head into the end zone for the touchback. Once again, less than a minute now to halftime, and the Nextel halftime report. Jim and Dion Boomer have scores and highlights coming up once we wind down the first half here.
Well, you know, Greg, you said a couple things. Armin Katayan had a report to start the game. Remember, the Patriots play Thanksgiving Day game. Thanksgiving Day game. They've had 10 days between starts. They got 4 days of rest, and it's shown. Not only do you have more energy, coaches have more ideas. They get that extra couple of days to study the team they're playing. So players, they're used to a routine, and now they just think about the Patriots. They've been anxious to play this game for about 3 or 4 days.
And Damian Woody said, you know, it's kind of like a built-in bye week.
Yeah, that's right.
Get that extra day off.
But what did Willie McGinnis tell us? He says, yeah, we got those days off, but Bill Belichick found a way to get an extra practice in on us. So they had an extra day of work just for the Buffalo Bills.
And it looks like the Patriots will be content to just let time run down. And he finally takes a knee. 50 seconds to play, and the clock continues to move. So we'll have one more snap before the first half is over, and the Buffalo Bills can regroup in the locker room and try to talk about what went wrong, and penalties might be the first order of the day.
Well, a lot of things, Greg. Blown assignments, not making plays when they're there. I don't know what you do. You go in and you just talk about them. Just, hey, let's be pros. Let's, like I've talked about a few times, let's just go out and don't worry about winning or losing. Let's just win the battle in the second half and see where it takes us. It's kind of like the speech I have to give you sometimes at halftime.
Every day.
No, don't give up. Hang in there, Greg. It'll get better.
Final seconds of the first half. The teams head to their respective locker rooms. Let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Bill, you talked about that 10-day break. It certainly seems like your team came out fast and focused.
Yeah, they did, Armin. I thought they had real good energy here. And, you know, offensively, they've kind of been sharing the ball around a little bit to everybody. You know, all the receivers have been involved and even got Brady involved there. We had two touchdowns called back by penalties, so we just could execute a little bit better. We could have a couple more points.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
You know, a little bit of a trace of a smile from Bill Belichick. You know how rare that is? That's the end of our first half with the score. New England on top by a 20-0 score. Jim Nantz and company have the Nextel halftime report coming your way after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Welcome back, everyone. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms at Gillette Stadium, 20-0 New England. And there's no question Tom Brady enjoys throwing against this Buffalo defense. In 1.5 games against the Bills so far this season, he's 33 of 42. That's a 79% completion rate for 5 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Sounds like a Rich Gannon game, doesn't it? You know, it's kind of numbers he puts up almost every single week. But, you know, you talk about Tom Brady, you hear those numbers. You know what that tells me? The coaching staff for the Patriots really feel good going against the Buffalo style of defense. They've done a good job designing plays. And today, Tom Brady's making plays, too. Moving around. He's got him out of a tough situations and making some good throws down the field.
Well, it's obvious the Buffalo Bills have to do something. What do they do in the second half to shake things up?
Well, to get back in a game like this, you got to have a turnover, a big special teams play, a quick, cheap touchdown. And also defensively, that's how you get back into the game, too. You got to take some chances. You got to find a way to get to Tom Brady to force a fumble or make him throw an interception.
Is that a coaching thing? Go out and get me a quick, cheap touchdown.
Well, well, when I say cheap, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
It's like the clothes you wear. No, those would be free. That's right. I'm sorry. No, but you know those touchdowns that you don't count on, Greg. Returns.
Well, the Bills will get their hands on the football first. From the 8, it's Charlie Rogers. He doesn't even get back to the 20-yard line. Chris Hayes with the stop. Let's check in with Armin.
Greg, I can tell you, standing outside the Bills locker room with his team's season on the line, Greg Williams was not mincing any words. When he walked out, he told me, he said to his team, we've got 30 minutes here to make a statement. And Phil, like you're saying, we can make that statement, he said, in 3 big plays. To do so, they got to take some of the heat off Bledsoe. They got to get some turnovers, but London Fletcher just walked by me, Greg, and he mouthed the same thing. 3 big plays. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. You know, as fired up as London Fletcher is, Armin's happy London didn't hit him.
That's right. So Armin was eavesdropping. Did you hear that? Uh-huh. I don't want my room next to his in the hotel. But that's, you know, it's 3 big plays. Boy, you know, sometimes it takes an NFL team 4 weeks to get 3 big plays. But when you have a mindset sometimes, the body will follow. So you got to believe and you got to think it before it's going to happen.
Bledsoe on first down. Over the middle. Has his man out to about the 24-yard line, and that's Eric Moles, who had just 1 catch for 9 yards in the first half.
Well, you know, the thing I've noticed, we talked about that few days off by this Patriots team. They're not just tackling, it's solid tackling. And that another good example. Moles catches it, 2 guys there in good position, head in front, shoulder on the receiver, and bringing him down.
5-yard pickup on the play. It's 2nd and 5. Travis Henry, right side, and to about the 27. And this New England team is just about in the same situation it was a year ago on their way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. You know, everybody keeps pointing to that. The difference is they won the Super Bowl last year. They don't quite have that excitement of the buildup they did last year. That's after 12 games.
This year, scoring a few more points, giving up almost 2 points less than last season.
The big question is, can they get as hot at the end of the year like they did last year?
3rd and 2. Bledsoe throws far side, has his man complete. That's Fearless Price for a first down. Now, you know what's kind of interesting, and something that Greg Williams told us last night. A lot of times on these third downs, when these Patriots are coming, he says, look for us to run the football.
Yeah, that's what he's. Well, so far the Patriots haven't shown that defense, Greg, where they're all standing up and walking around and trying to confuse. If it's 3rd and 5 or less, if they start giving that defense, then the Bills will start calling some running plays in those situations. Throw it on first, run it on second.
Bledsoe. Far side, and that is complete to Moles, and Moles to about the 42. Leonard Myers coming up and making the stop.
And you heard me say it before the snap. Run it on first because the defense has to play run and pass. So Drew Bledsoe can now look down the field for the big play and then throw it short for the safe play, pick up 5-6 yards. Now you can run it on second down. Sounds easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Boy. Patience, 20-0.
Quick pass over the middle, incomplete, intended for Moles. And number 27, Victor Green, was there.
The first half, Greg, I said, when you're a quarterback against the Patriots, left hash, top of your screen, corner, here he comes. And boy, I don't know if Drew Bledsoe saw it, but he gets rid of the football just in time.
Nice play by Victor Green and knocked the play out of the hands of Eric Moles. We have a marker on the play.
Oh, I didn't see it. Too busy talking. You know, it's great to have a job where talking is my thing.
This one's against the Patriots.
Holding defense, nose tackle. Hold the man out of the way so another player could go through the hole. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Excellent description. Thank you, because that's what happened. You cannot grab an offensive lineman as a defensive lineman and pull him aside so you can create a hole. Let's see who it's on. It's over here. I could not see the number, but they grabbed the tackle, Jonas Jennings, and pulled him out of the way so the blitzer could come running inside.
Well, it gives Buffalo a first down at their own 48. Drive that began back at the 20. Bledsoe from the shotgun. Throws far side, and that's complete to Jay Remersma. And Remersma out of bounds, enough for a first down.
Boy, again, first down. Again, the left hash, the corner blitz. The Bills, hey, look, you're seeing so much of it. You saw it in the first game. I can imagine what their practices look like this week. Drew Bledsoe probably dropped back in nothing but blitzing situations. They've seen it this game. The Bills' offensive line is recognizing and doing a much better job the second time around.
Travis Henry on first down, and gets nowhere but to the 40-yard line. Richard Seymour shaking his head at the bottom of the pile.
Boy, Richard Seymour is really having a good game today.
You know, does it just send a defensive lineman over the top if he picks off a pass early in the game? Can you even talk to him for the rest of the day?
Oh, well, forget the rest of the day. Wait till next week. Oh, wait till the film sessions. And not only did he pick it off, it was a nice catch. Fingertips.
2nd and 9. Low snap to give to Henry. Henry running room right side. 30. Inside the 30 and out of bounds, and that's another Buffalo first down.
Boy, nice changeup. Now, Kevin Gilbride, he's got some good rhythm going here in the play calling, and he's guessing right with this New England defense. They are playing pass all the way. Drew Bledsoe, good catch on the snap, and Travis Henry. And you just got to play no matter what the score. You got to keep Travis Henry involved in the game. Boy, good job by Marcus Sullivan on the left side, because that was a really slow play in developing.
Comes the blitz. Bledsoe can't get out of the away, and this one is decked at the 35 by Ted Johnson. Last night, Bledsoe was speaking in glowing terms of his former teammate.
Yeah, Ted Johnson, middle linebacker, 52. Boy, nice timing of the blitz. That is one of the biggest keys. Can you time the snap count and make that break at the last second so nobody sees you and you can get in there and sack the quarterback?
Drew Bledsoe said, yeah, Ted's wearing smaller shoulder pads. He's looking smaller and faster.
And he talked to us, Greg. He's a different player now. He took the knee braces off, smaller shoulder pads. He's running around, making more plays, and, you know, instinctive and a good player to begin with.
Bledsoe over the middle, Peerless Price. Price to the 20 and out of bounds, very close to, and he does have enough for a first down.
These Buffalo receivers, they might be the prettiest group of receivers once they make the catch. You know, they just got some, like, flash to them, don't they?
You know, that play clock hit 00.
I was not watching the play clock. Now remember, when the officials, when they're watching the play clock, we're doing it in slow motion too, so it's not as long as it looks. They're looking quarterback, play clock, so sometimes if you're lucky you get about a second extra, and that time the Bills got that half a second more.
Travis Henry forward to about the 16.5-yard line. Anthony Pleasant with the stop.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they're watching the snap, they're watching the clock, and if you get it caught just in between, you might get a extra second, and Bledsoe needed it.
Well, you know, there ought to be a way you can watch the clock and then see the snap out of the corner of your eye or know when the play begins.
Well, we're all not as talented as you,
This is regular speed.
Let's watch it. It still was pretty long after the 0.
They missed it. 2nd and 10. Henry. And Henry inside the 15 to the 13.
Yes.
And Bobby Hamilton with the tackle.
I'm sorry. I'm stepping all over here. I didn't mean to.
It's all right.
Just another nice catch by Drew Bledsoe, though.
5-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 5, and Larry Centers will trot onto the field as we have a player down. A member of the Bills, we can't tell who, will take a timeout. Tonight on 60 Minutes, 2 faces in the news. A big city mayor who couldn't laugh his way out of trouble, and an actress who's put her troubles behind her. That's tonight on 60 Minutes. As we welcome you back, Jay Reamersma walking off the field as you look at some of the fans here at Gillette Stadium. A pretty nice drive put together by Drew Bledsoe and the Bills here.
Yeah, very good drive. I couldn't see what happened to Jay Reamersma.
They are administering to Ted Johnson's left hand.
Yeah, it might be a cut. It doesn't look like he's in any pain. He's like, looks annoyed more. Well, it could be a finger. Well, it could be a lot of things. So I'll just quit guessing. Which I know better than, right? Don't guess. I know one thing, I'm not guessing when I say he's got some big arms. Wow, what a shot.
Dave Moore is in at tight end. And a 3rd and 5.
Look at all the people near the line of scrimmage.
Bledsoe throws this side, and that's complete to Eric Moles, and Moles wrestled out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Boy, what a throw by Drew Bledsoe across the field to the sideline. But Moles was coming back to the football so fast, watch as he comes back, that he actually loses about a yard, and it prevents the first down.
4th and 1. The field goal unit comes on here, Phil.
Oh, I tell you, Greg, it looks like I would have to at least go out there and fake it. Maybe even try the stupid draw them off sides, because 7 points would just be huge if the Bills could have got it.
Greg Williams elects to go for the 26-yard field goal attempt. And it's good. So the Bills finally get on the board with a field goal with 7:46 to play in the 3rd. 7:46 to play here in the 3rd.
See that? New England Chata.
Do you have to get the face painted along with the order?
Absolutely. Go halfway.
Picked up at the 16-yard line by Patrick Pass. And he's crushed at about the 23-yard line. Kevin Gilbride wanted his receiver, Eric Moles, to go a little more like enough for a first down. Hey, Friday on CBS, the Holiday Classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is back, followed by Robbie, the new reindeer in town, starring the voices of Ben Stiller, Britney Spears, and Dick Enberg and Dan Deerdorf. The fun is all here Friday, starting at 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Did you say that right?
I did say it right.
You know, Dan Deerdorf just doesn't have a body to be a reindeer, does he? You know, nothing against him. He was an offensive lineman. What would he be, like a moose?
And a fairly good one.
A big one. It's a big man.
Pickup of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8, and I'm sure back in Buffalo there's still some discussion going on about Greg Williams' call for a field goal on 4th and 1.
Hey, when you get in situations like he was in, it was predetermined. He wasn't even going to look at it, didn't want to hear about it. He was going to get the 3 points and keep the game moving forward. And, you know, I'm a big proponent. You score when you can. You make the other team at least think about it, make them play the situations accordingly now. And then, yeah, the 7 points would have been big, but and I know he's disappointed, but you had to kick the field goal.
Let me ask you about this, though. At this point, especially for the Buffalo Bills, whose season is on the line, does it make it more imperative to go for the touchdown?
No, I think it's even. Greg, I don't think there was a choice there. If I would have went for it, it would have been a gimmick play to pick up the first down. Not, you know, draw them off sides, do something like that. It wouldn't be line up and maybe lose the game in one play.
Now the
extend
defense,
play.
I'm sorry, Phil. The defense looking for a stop pass down the sideline, incomplete. London Fletcher on Kevin Falk down the sideline.
The play wouldn't have counted. Kevin Falk stepped out of bounds. That's why you saw the hats of the officials flying off everywhere. And Buffalo finally gets a 3 and out.
And Ken Walter going to punt for the first time today. Charlie Rogers, Nate Clements are deep.
Short kick.
Takes a Buffalo bounce. And pretty good field position for Bledsoe and the Bills. Only a 28-yard punt by Ken Walter. 6:08 to play in the third. Our director, Larry Cavallino, says our game is running so long, those guys were security when the game began.
Pretty good outfits, though.
The Bills with pretty good field position. On their own 41, Travis Henry cuts it back to the 45, the 46. And Ted Johnson back into the lineup after some treatment to his left hand, makes the tackle.
Yeah, we could see it. Ted Johnson's fingernail looked like it might have been pulled off or pulled back, and they had to fix it, and he's back out there.
Tape it up. Not enough tape in the world for me on that sideline. 2nd and 5.
Little sense of urgency. You'll see it from both sides now. This is definitely another big drive in the game. The Patriots defense, it knows it too.
Henry goes in motion. Looks like blitz coming. Bledsoe on the move and throws it away. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 5.
I know it's easy for me to say up here. They picked the blitz up, but Drew Bledsoe, it's only natural for a quarterback to panic a little. He moves right, and it allows him to get off the blocks. Watch if he moves left. Nothing would be there. But quarterbacks tend to fall to the right when pressure is put on them, and it lets the defenders get off the blocks and get in his way.
Generally speaking, the Bills have handled that pass rush of the Patriots better than the last time they played.
They've handled it very well. And, of course, Greg, it's much better than the game up in Buffalo.
3rd and 5. On the blitz, far side, complete to Josh Reed. Shakes the tackle to the 40, the 30, cuts back to the middle of the field, the 20, inside the 15-yard line. So Bucky Jones finally made the tackle.
Well, Drew Bledsoe again just gets the football off. I do not think he saw the blitz. The Patriots dialed the right play. They got a blitzer coming free. Watch from the top of the screen. Lawyer Malloy, nobody blocked him, but really this play is all about the strength of Drew Bledsoe's arm. He just got the football out there so fast that Otis Smith can't react to it, couldn't get there quick enough, and because of that, couldn't make the tackle.
42 yards on the pickup. First down at the 12-yard line. Bledsoe sliding, throws, and throws it away.
Boy, what a job by Ty Law against Peerless Price. Drew Bledsoe, he had him covered. Bledsoe moved out of the pocket, and Ty Law did not let Peerless Price stop his route and break back across the field for the touchdown.
This is the Bills' 7th trip against New England into the red zone this season. And they have just one touchdown to show for it. 4 wide receivers into the game now for Bledsoe. Moles, Price, Reed, and Charles Johnson. Bledsoe throws corner of the end zone, incomplete. Eric Moles is intended receiver, and Ty Law was there. Incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Boy, it's just about timing, and they've got the rhythm. Bledsoe's got to change up. Snap, look at that. They're walking up and running to the quarterback. As soon as the ball is snapped, it doesn't give the offensive line enough of a chance. Boy, Ty Law, another good job.
You see a blitz coming, you run the football.
No, Greg, you don't run it here because it's 3rd and 10. You might be able to sneak in there and get 6 or 7, but it's hard to get 10.
Bobbing for the end zone. That is caught, and a touchdown. Eric Moles.
You can hear the crowd moan because they all said that has to be a push-off, and we're a good 100 yards away, and I think they might be right. Eric Moles is big and strong. Number 80 against Ty Law. Ty Law, good technique, sees the ball. That's tough.
On the replay, didn't look quite so blatant.
It never looks as blatant on the replays.
Extra point is good. The Bills put 10 points on the board in 3.5 minutes. They're right back into it. They're down 20-10. Well, after the field goal, the Bills come right back on a 59-yard drive and Eric Moles' touchdown catch. And they're right back into this game. This would be Kevin Falk from the 10 to the 20, 25, and upended there. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Yeah, let's look at it. And here's what really happens. Ty Law does a good job. He knows the play. Right, look at this. Turns, has the receiver. But I think what makes it look bad, well, I know what makes it look bad. He is backpedaling. Eric Moles is going forward. When you backpedal, just think about even the slightest push, and you're going to fall over. And Ty Law, it was unfortunate to him because, again, his instincts, he knew right away to look for. But Eric Moles, big and strong, gives him just a little nudge, and he went down.
So now New England looking to reverse a trend that has seen the Bills come alive offensively and defensively. Brady, play fake. Pass is complete to Brown, and Brown to the 29. 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. London Fletcher in on the stop. Jerry Gray, the defensive coordinator. Greg Williams told us that first offensive play by Miami last week that Ricky Williams busted for a touchdown. He says London Fletcher is so coachable. We just made a slight adjustment, and he went from sideline to sideline the rest of the day.
Oh, he was tremendous last week after that first big run by Ricky Williams. And, you know, London Fletcher, sometimes, even Greg Williams said it, he studies the opposition so much that it actually backfires on him during the game because he reacts too fast to what he sees.
Graham dropped the football. Who's got it? New England recovered.
Wow, that could have been the second big play. Greg Williams talked about 3 big plays. One was the touchdown catch. That could have been number 2, and that would have turned this game around. Antoine Winfield, there you go. Go as deep as the other offensive player. He does it. I thought he had it, but Graham, the tight end, big and strong, keeps possession.
How many times have we seen this? 3rd and 16 for Brady.
Well, they got a defense again. You should not be able to throw the ball down the field against this zone defense they're playing.
On the blitz, Brady stepping up, throws out to the side, complete to Falk. Falk tripped up and down at the 25-yard line. And again, the Bills defense steps up.
Well, they got the energy, Greg. This game, gosh, I forgot what Coach told us, but he says all the X's and O's and all that, it's so true, but there's a point in the game where you get the momentum on your side and you've just got to make it happen. We saw it with New England in the first half, and the Bills absolutely have it right now.
Charlie Rogers and Nate Clements are deep. Walter's last punt went 28 yards.
Beautiful.
A lot better. Rogers drifts back to his 23. Oh, hit head on before he reached the 30-yard line by Patrick Pass, number 35. A 53-yard punt and a 7-yard return. And here is our NFL.com poll question of the day. Who would you pick as the 2002 NFL MVP? Log on, cast your vote at NFL.com.
I'll tell you who I'll pick. Best player in the National Football League, Rich Gannon. He just continues to be superb, but it just doesn't catch on. I don't know why. Maybe he's not a good sound bite. I don't know what. But the way he's playing is as good as anybody I've seen play quarterback since I've been playing or been doing this job as a commentator.
From the 29-yard line, Bledsoe and the Bills first down, and Bledsoe to throw. Over the middle, Larry centers across the 35 to the 38, and it's very apparent wherever you find it and however you define it, the Buffalo Bills and Drew Bledsoe have a rhythm to their offense.
Oh, no question. Well, Greg, it's rhythm. I don't know what it is. Is it confidence? It's a feeling, and they do have it. And the one thing I like the Bills, even early in the game, they were trying to do that I haven't seen them do much in the past. They're throwing more short passes. Don't try to force it down the field all the time.
On 2nd and 1, Travis Henry to the 40-yard line and a first down. And in this quarter, that is Buffalo's 8th first down. And the Patriots have yet to register one here in the third quarter.
I think what frustrated this Buffalo Bills team so much in the first game, and you know, you hear so many stats, and you know, the stats can just blind you. There's so many of them in this league. But they got down inside the 25 times, and they just go, wow, we moved it, we got it there. One touchdown. And even this game, they were doing it again. Finally, Eric Moulds makes a catch and gets him that touchdown inside.
Price in motion. Bledsoe under the gun and goes down. Second Patriot sack of the day. Willie McGinnis in on him this time.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe is really upset. And you know what happens? It's just they get overpowered up front. It's Seymour and Willie McGinnis. They just push the linemen back, and they just keep giving ground. And once you start giving that ground, you can't stop it. And Richard Seymour
just shoved Trey Teague out of his way.
He is the star of the day so far for this Patriots defense.
So now it's a 2nd and 20. Another blitz outside, and that is complete to Eric Moulds, and Moulds out of bounds across the 40-yard line, stops the clock with 5 seconds to play here in the third.
Boy, that was good by Ty Law. Everybody was coming. If he misses the tackle, it is a touchdown. So he played it safe, stays back, and just keeps retreating and forces Moulds to the sideline.
And with the restart of the clock, we come to the end of the third quarter. With the score, New England 20 and Buffalo 10. We'll come back to Gillette Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. That's the story after 3 quarters here at Gillette Stadium. The Buffalo Bills lead the way in first downs and in total yards, but they're down 10 on the scoreboard. The Patriots have scored 10 points off Buffalo turnovers today. 3rd and 8. Drop, Bledsoe with time, throws, incomplete and almost intercepted by Tabucky Jones.
Drew Bledsoe got what he wanted. Look, he's upset. He got protected. Peerless Price went down the field, stopped, changes his route. Oh boy, one of the reasons why the ball went a little high. He overthrows Peerless Price. It's just the defenders jumping up as he lets it go.
Bucky Jones couldn't hold on, so Brian Moorman is on the punt, and Troy Brown is deep. Troy Brown telling us the other day that Moorman can get a good one off here and there. Bounces, picked off by Brown at the 18, 25, 30. Looking for running room and has it. Midfield. Penalty marker flies, and he's out of bounds inside the Buffalo 40-yard line. 40-yard punt, 46-yard return. And now let's check the flag.
I was going to say, Greg, it's imperative that the Bills back up the Patriots offense, and they almost let them get it in scoring position on the return.
During the return, holding 87 offense. The return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That penalty is on New England rookie David Givens, and Bill Belichick isn't real pleased. You know what? Even in a replay, he isn't real pleased. 14:39 to play. Patriots will start from their own 34-yard line, and an injury, a leg injury to Joe Andruzzi has sidelined him. Damian Woody moves from center to right guard, and Gray Rugemer is the center. Blitz. Brady steps out of the way. Over the middle. Incomplete. Fine defensive play over the middle by Antoine Winfield as Troy Brown came over the middle.
Yeah, that really was. Good job of picking up the blitz up front. Watch Troy Brown going to come across the middle. Good technique. Winfield stays in good position and knocks it down.
Antoine Winfield, the first-round draft choice of the Bills back in '99, 23rd player selected overall.
Antoine Winfield, when he's on his right, Patriot receivers on his left, he is playing them for him to come across the field inside.
Quick pass out to the far side intended for Donald Hayes, and that one was overthrown. Let's check in with Jim Nance in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg and Phil, update on Cleveland-Jacksonville. The Browns got on the board twice in the third quarter, including couch to Quincy Morgan, as Cleveland at last uncorked that offense. They were blank in the first half. They're 14-all now with 10.5 left in the game. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim, thank you. Here's Jeff Triplett.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
12 men in the huddle, which is illegal. Daniel Graham ran out when he realized he was not supposed to be in there. But Greg, go back. I want to say that Antoine Winfield, if you saw the replay of that the first down pass, he stayed inside. When Tom Brady throws to his left, they think most of the time it's going to come towards the middle of the field. They're playing it, and it worked that time.
3rd and 15. Here comes the blitz. Brady. Dancing, throws, Edwards. And Edwards brought down at about the 35, maybe the 36-yard line by Chidi Ahanotu. A 7-yard pickup, and again, a defensive stand by Buffalo.
A 3 and out.
That's the 3rd straight for them this half.
Yeah, that's the Patriots have not gotten a first down so far here in the second half.
So we felt a definite change in the tone of this game here in the second half. Charlie Rogers.
I don't know if I felt it. I'm seeing it.
Charlie Rogers at his own 22-yard line.
You can hit me during the commercial. Short again.
Walter lets this one bounce. Picks it up at the 20. Gives ground. Back across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Charlie Rogers may regret not taking that one on the fly. 13:35 to play. Remind you, Monday on an all-new Late Show with David Letterman, don't miss superstar Jennifer Lopez and a brand new top 10 and more. It's the Late Show with David Letterman on CBS, America's most watched network. Buffalo with the ball at their own 22. Jay Reimers back into the lineup. Quick pass over the middle to Peerless Price. And Price, loose football. Patriots say they have it. No call yet from the official.
The officials are looking at each other. Was he down? That's what they want to know. Was forward progress stopped?
As a TV show once said, conference, Andy.
Yeah, let's watch it. 5 wide receivers. I like this set by the Buffalo Bills. Otis Smith, another good solid tackle. Was the play dead? The football? No, he was not down. It came out.
Rolling on the field. The runner was up when hit. The ball came loose. It is a fumble. New England recovers.
And what we saw in that replay, Greg, that there's nothing to challenge either. Nothing to challenge. Well, we talked about it earlier. The Patriots, maybe it's the rest. Otis Smith just pulls it out of there.
Peerless Price had it, lost it. The third Buffalo turnover of the day gives New England the ball at the Bills' 28-yard line.
You know, I was going to say just the rest. The Patriots have attacked the football. The defensive backs have done a good job of tackling.
Let's see if Brady tries to capitalize quickly. Pitch to Antoine Smith. Cutback. 25 to the 21. What must Greg Williams be thinking on the sideline? His defense has risen up here in the second half, as has his offense. And they're trying to get started again, and then a costly turnover.
Yeah, you know, a couple things, though. They got the ball near midfield. They get a short punt that gets called back, but still they give the Patriots good field position. The Patriots punt it. The ball hits the ground. It bounces. You know, they lose field position, which they should have had. And then just a good play by Otis Smith to get the football back to the Patriots.
Antoine Smith. 2 out to 19. London Fletcher doing the submarine, making the stop.
Well, you called London Fletcher's name quite a bit these last 2 weeks.
We said at the very top of the day, on pace for 200+ tackles this season.
Well, we said to him, I think it was the first game of the year. I said, do you have any hobbies during the offseason? He goes, yeah, I got 3. Yeah, oh, good. What are they? Football, football, football. I said, oh, okay.
3rd and 1. Antoine Smith looking for the first down, and he rumbles to the 25. That is the first down of this second half for New England.
And a big one. Now you're talking about time becomes an issue. The Patriots have scored a touchdown. Of course, that would be just devastating to the Bills.
The pitch for Smith. Right side to the 10. Now the Bills are saying that he dropped the football, but the officials aren't inclined to agree, and it'll be a 2nd and 5. There is hardly a week that goes by, Phil, that one coach or another doesn't point out, and they say it so much sometimes you tend to take it for granted, but they go turnovers, 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 and Buffalo has had 3 very costly ones here today.
Yeah, they have. And you know, turnovers are the result so much of just hustle, getting your players in the right position, just doing things the right way, dominating your opponent. That's what causes turnovers.
Antoine Smith straight ahead, moving the pile inside the 5 to the 4. That'll be a 1st and goal for New England.
Boy, what do you say here? They just mush it for the first down. It is just Mike Compton doing a good job. Ray Rugermer, Damon Woody. all push the defensive line backwards, and Antoine Smith, the big running back, just pulls it in there for a few extra yards.
We saw Damian Woody playing a little guard in the preseason. Experience comes back to help him here. First and goal. Play fake. He looks, he throws, incomplete in the end zone. Intended for David Patton, and Nate Clements was pretty much all over him.
Yes, he was. This is the play they ran. The first game they played, the tight end was open over the middle. Nice break by Patton. Sees the quarterback is in trouble. Adjusts the route, but the defender is all over him.
Now Mike Vrabel, number 50, has come into the lineup. We saw him earlier this season catch a 1-yard touchdown pass against San Diego. Give us to Smith. Smith, touchdown.
Blocking up front, it's the offensive line. Another good job by Damian Woody. Mike Compton gets down. Matt Light gets a good block.
It's the first time all day we've seen the Patriots just determined to just run the football right at the defense. They did it very well. 5 Antoine Smith runs on 7 offensive plays, including the touchdown, and the extra point is good. 10:06 to play in the fourth. The Patriots with 17 points off Buffalo turnovers today. That's how tightly bunched that AFC playoff picture is. Indy, San Diego, Pittsburgh, and Miami would all be in as of today with division winners. Oakland and Tennessee would be your 2 wild card teams. Boy, can that change in a hurry. Charlie Rogers from the 8. Right side. Slices across the 25 to about the 26. Coming up next, showdown for the AFC West lead. Rich Gannon unloads the Raiders on LaDainian Tomlinson and the Chargers, or the Broncos battle the Jets. Check your local listings. For more, NFL.com. Your America Online keyword is NFL.com. So Bledsoe back to work. Down 27-10. A lot of time. 10:01 on the clock.
Not if you're down 17 points. It is a must now. Drew Bledsoe has to take him down for a score, whether it be 3 points or 7 points.
They come out with 3 wide receivers right off the bat. Bledsoe is thrown for 235 yards and a touchdown today. Plenty of time. Running out of time now, and he throws and he's intercepted. Intercepted at the 30-yard line by Ty Law. How often have you told me it's just better to take the sack sometimes?
Well, sometimes it is. And this is a result of coverage down the field. It's not pressure on the quarterback, because immediately, or first off, watch, Drew Bledsoe has plenty of time. There's good coverage everywhere he looks, so he moves. Now he gets in trouble, then he throws it into more trouble. And Ty Law, along with Richard Seymour, Otis Smith, they have had outstanding days defensively.
Buffalo with 2 turnovers on consecutive plays. And New England in prime position to put this one away. See if they go back to that ground game. No, quick pass, pump, and then down the sideline for Patton. Incomplete.
You know, that's pretty clever. That's that play they like to run all the time, where they throw it out there real quick. They fake it. David Patton takes off, but Buffalo's defense not fooled. Nate Clements, the nice fake. Oh, what a recovery by Nate Clements.
2nd and 10.
You know, you can't give these defensive backs enough credit. Run backwards, run across the field, do all these types of things against a lot of world-class sprinters.
Antoine Smith eludes the tackle in the backfield, bulls his way to the 25. Aaron Schobel makes the stop, a pickup of 1. and it'll be 3rd and 9.
Well, you know, Greg, you look back at this game, and everybody's going to say, well, Buffalo turned it over, and we've talked about it. But a lot of times, turnovers are the result of inexperience in you know, maybe some key positions where you're playing them, but the other team is doing things and maybe physically is just a little bit better than you, and that causes you to turn it over.
Brady to throw. Far side. Overthrows his intended receiver, Donald Hayes. Chris Watson was covering. And so here comes Vinatieri in the field goal unit.
Good idea by Tom Brady. Just threw it a little too high. If he gets it down, it's another touchdown.
This will be about a 43-yard field goal attempt.
Now, the last time he kicked the field goal this way, he started it outside the left upright, and the wind blew it in. Watch where this football starts.
Vinatieri perfect in this stadium, 10 for 10. 8:54 to play in the 4th quarter. Score remains 27-10 Patriots. Craig Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armory Katayan back at Gillette Stadium, and as we mentioned earlier, 2 turnovers on consecutive plays by the Buffalo Bills as they try to get it started again from their own 33. Bledsoe from the shotgun. With time. Now on the move, and throws and hits his man at the 45-yard line, and that's Reamersma, who feels to be more involved in the offense today than he has for much of this season.
Well, a couple reasons why, Greg. The style of defense, but when you do play actions, which Buffalo did a few times, a lot of times that will open up the tight end in the short zones on a defense. When they did those play actions, he was open, and Drew Bledsoe threw it to him.
Bledsoe lobs it out here to Larry Centers, and Centers across midfield looking for a first down and got it. 11-yard pickup makes it 1st and 10.
You know, I'm just watching protection that Drew Bledsoe gets. You know, one thing that Greg Williams was hoping his team could stay out of was just absolute passing situations. When you, especially when you have a young offensive line, you have a rookie right tackle in Mike Williams, a 2nd-year right guard. Together, they've done a pretty good job today. And the New England Patriots, you better get them while they're young, because these guys got some talent.
Bledsoe over the middle, intercepted again. This is Terrell Buckley. Buckley, 45, midfield, 40, down at the 35.
Terrell Buckley directing traffic after he intercepts the pass, but he has seen this type of route so many times. There they are. Just watch Terrell Buckley. He knows he has help deep, goes underneath, then turns, and what he does so well in his whole career, he knows how to turn and look for the football.
Oh, did Lawyer Malloy lay the wood to the intended receiver? In a 39-yard return, Bledsoe, 4 interceptions on the day. That's a season high for him. And on the year, it's 13 picks.
Well, when he gets late in the game, Drew Bledsoe, that one is just a case of you're down, he took a chance, and it backfired.
Antoine Smith, left side, inside the 30 to the 27.
And, you know, this is good. This hurts. It's got to hurt for Drew Bledsoe. As bad as he'd like to come back and show the Patriots that, hey, you know, I could have been the guy as easy as Tom Brady. In Buffalo, it went against them, and this time, too, kind of unfortunate. A few plays went against them where they had a chance to maybe keep themselves in the game or get in good position, and they did not make them.
On a 2nd and 2. Number 33, Kevin Falk. Clear pass to the end zone. Penalty marker is down. 2 markers are down. And Tom Brady looks upset already. And that is 3 New England touchdowns called back by penalty. And Bill Belichick, you know he's thinking exactly the same thing.
88 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Christian Fourier guilty of the hold.
Well, you know, to hold on the outside, let's watch Christian Fourier gets that left hand outside of Coy Wire and then pulls him down.
Nice takedown, though.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You know, it must be so instinctive because Christian Fourier has Coy Wire just, he engulfs him size-wise. So Coy Wire would have never been able to get off the block and make the tackle anyway, but I don't know. Just that hand's got to go out there and grab something.
So now it's a 2nd and 12 from the 38. Falk, left side to the 33.
But you know, the score is 27-10, Greg. Bill Belichick, he has this one message on his side. You know, okay, I'm glad we won and that's good, but tomorrow I'll be, hey guys, 3 touchdowns were called back. So, you know, coaches, no matter how things or how well it goes, you got to have something to keep your team's attention, so you bring up some of the bad.
You'll like that number. 11 takeaways by the Patriots in the last 3 games.
Well, it's again, this is kind of resembling what they did last year. Making the plays, making the other team turn it over, being timely with your own plays.
Looking for the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Patton.
You know, nice throw by Tom Brady. And the one thing I really liked, if you're preparing to play the New England Patriots in the next couple weeks, you're going to look at the film and say, well, they threw it down the field a little more against the Buffalo Bills than they have in the past. So that makes you expand what you want to do against them.
And rather than give Buffalo any semblance of field position here, Ken Walter comes on to kick. That's Charlie Rogers back at his own 10. It'd be pretty unusual if Walter gives him a chance to return this one. Sky high. Oh, and it took a big Buffalo bounce and was down just outside the 10-yard line. Been a tough day for Drew Bledsoe throwing the football, not what he envisioned coming back to Foxborough.
Yeah, it really has. Pressure, defenders in his face, but this throw into the end zone and this throw, you just got to put on Drew Bledsoe. And the fourth one, just being aggressive, trying to take a chance. And right now, if I was Drew Bledsoe, I would do anything. I would just make sure I didn't throw an interception. Don't give your former team any more satisfaction. Or, you know, do it for yourself.
5:48 on the clock, 27-10. Bledsoe starts out of the shotgun from his own 12. With time, throws far side, incomplete through the hands of Peerless Price. 2nd and 10. Well, we said it earlier. The Bills played better this next time around. The offensive line in particular. And Greg Williams saying what he preached to his players is trust in your own system.
Yep. And you know what, Greg? The Buffalo Bills, they've had a good year, but they're going up against a team, the New England Patriots. They are battle tested. They have veterans in a lot of key positions, especially on defense. It's hard to overcome.
Larry Centers on the reception and out of bounds just across the 20-yard line, just short of a first down. Let's check in with Armin.
Greg, just to put a kind of a fine point on what you're talking about, Drew Bledsoe in this homecoming, he said when he talked this week how proud he was when he was a New England Patriot to be part of the team that helped build this stadium, get it approved, and all the construction. He said overall he was so excited. He said all I wanted really was a chance to play a meaningful game in December in New England. He's got it, even though he hasn't played well.
Armin, thank you. He's looking at a 3rd and 1. And he's going to keep it and run it right up the middle and across the 30 to the 31-yard line for a Buffalo first down. Bledsoe today, 24 for 38, 267 yards and a touchdown, but the big headline tomorrow will be those 4 interceptions.
Oh, absolutely. That will be the headline. And again, you know, just talking about this whole Buffalo team, Greg, just think what they're going to be like next year. One more year of experience for a lot of these young players. They'll get a little tougher.
Couple of hard hits on that completion. Peerless Price hit by Ty Law, and Bledsoe got the completion despite the pressure on him.
Yeah, the one thing, they've been getting a lot of pressure from the left to Bucky Jones. Again, free on the blitz. Just shows you the size and strength of Bledsoe. To Bucky Jones, one of the bigger defensive backs in the league. Hits him, doesn't even take him to the ground.
Bledsoe eludes the rush. Pass over the middle is complete to Price. And Price wrestled down at the 44-yard line by Terrell Buckley. In talking with Drew last night, he and his wife, Maura, happy about a girl due in April after 3 boys in the Bledsoe family.
Yeah, that's right. He was very excited about it, and congratulations to the Bledsoe family. And what did you say? You're going to find out, Drew, raising those girls is a lot harder.
Bledsoe down the sideline from the way. Actually, I think Drew said, he says, you know, those boys, you can just kind of send them out there.
Yeah, here, boys, here's a truck, go play. Here's a ball, go tackle each other. So, be a little different when you have a little young girl. But I tell you what, that new baby that's going to arrive in April, she's going to have some personal protectors as she grows up. 3 older brothers. You're going to watch what you say to her.
She is going to have a great life. Those 3 boys looking after her. 2nd and 10. That was complete at midfield to Charles Johnson. And he is down just inside New England territory. Clock moves on toward 3.5 to play.
You know, and just to say a few more things about the Buffalo Bills. It's been a good year. They've lost some tough games, but they've made, I think, tremendous progress. And you and I probably won't have a chance to do one of their games, the last 3 games. But Kevin Gilbride has come in as the offensive coordinator. He has made a huge difference. Greg Williams has looked at us a few times this year and said, pretty good hire, wasn't it? He fits with this talent very well with the quarterback and the wide receivers.
And Drew Bledsoe told us on a number of occasions that he and Kevin Gilbride are just always on the same page.
Yeah, they are. And you know, Kevin Gilbride's a tough guy too. So he'll keep them in line and make them do the little things that's going to give them a chance to take the next step next year. And the Patriots, and Greg, you talked about it. Ooh, today did kind of remind me of the Patriots team of last year. They just got the feel. They're making the plays.
3rd and 3. Bledsoe with time. Hits Charles Johnson for a first down just inside the 40-yard line. The clock continues to move, coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. And as we said at the very beginning, this is a game that Buffalo just couldn't afford to lose, and they're about to do just that. Quick flip to centers, who couldn't hold on.
You know, too, this is a point that I tried to make a little early in the game, but I didn't quite finish it. When you look at New England, and everybody, you hear this all the time, especially if you're a Patriot fan when you listen to announcers, it's confusing their defense. And one of the big reasons why is they have down linemen, then they have Willie McGinnis, Mike Vrabel, Roman Pfeiffer, all of them who can be like defensive linemen, linebackers. So it's confusing to an offense. Well, what is he? Is he a defensive lineman or linebacker? Should I block him, or does the running back have to block him? So they get you with confusion.
On the slant, approaching the 30-yard line, is Josh Reed.
I guess I should say, Greg, interchangeable parts. That's what they have. And they use them all.
7 games, 300 or more yards, and a new Buffalo team record. Larry centers at the carry, and the clock stops with 2:12 to play with a timeout on the field. 2:12 to play here in the fourth quarter. We remind you, you can log on to NFL.com as Texas Tech head basketball coach Bob Knight talks about growing up a Browns fan, having John Gruden as a ball boy at Indiana, and his relationship with Bill Belichick. It's only at NFL.com or on America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com.
John Gruden as a ball boy. That would have been interesting.
How interesting would it be if John Gruden down in Tampa runs into his former team, the Oakland Raiders, at the very end of the season in the Super Bowl?
I think he'd like to get that opportunity. That would be a really interesting matchup. Tampa Bay's defense against Rich Gannon and those receivers and what they do offensively.
Bill Belichick, Romeo Crennel shouting instructions. Oh, Bill Belichick is 5 yards out on the field. Would he be considered a 12th Patriot on the field? First down from the 25. Centers. He eludes the tackler at the 20. And down close to the 15-yard line. And a timeout called on the field will give the Bills, a penalty marker, excuse me. An offside call against New England.
Decline it.
Offside. Defense, number 93. That penalty is declined. Second down.
So now it'll be 2nd and 1. There's Teddy Bruschi, who was sidelined for today's game with a shot in the leg that he took back on Thanksgiving Day. His fans see him on the scoreboard. 2nd and 1. Bledsoe looking for the end zone and overthrows it. And with 1:59 on the clock, we've reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here at Gillette Stadium. And a New England victory is assured. Welcome back, everyone. There is the turnover story today. New England has grabbed 17 points off of Buffalo's turnovers here this afternoon. The Bills looking at a 3rd and 1 at the New England 16-yard line. You and I were talking during the timeout, Phil, about the offensive line of Greg Williams, and he's going to be pretty happy with the right side. All the youth on that right side with Mike Williams and Marcus Sullivan. Mike Williams, a rookie, Sullivan in his 2nd year. They played pretty well today.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. I thought those two struggled the last time these two teams played. Today they really have toughened up and been more aggressive, and it's afforded Drew Bledsoe some extra time. We're waiting. There he comes. Jeff Triplett. He's ran about a 1/4 mile. Look at him. He's got a little smile, but he's tiring out here. His mic went out. You know what's bad? You see, you got to watch Jeff Triplett run, and you know he's running pretty good for an official, for a guy his age. But it just looks bad on the field because he's out there with world-class athletes, and they're sprinting around.
3rd and 1. Bledsoe on the keeper, diving for the first down, and appears to, well, he's close. And he looks like he has enough. It is a first down. Clock continues to move. Bledsoe has 506 passes attempted this season. The Bills' record is Joe Ferguson's 508. lifeblood going to stop the clock. We have an injured player down. And that's Jonas Jennings, the left tackle. I asked you about that about a week ago. Did you ever hear any yelling and screaming if you happen to be the guy on the bottom of a pile? Because conservatively speaking, there could be a good 2,000, 2,200 pounds on top of you.
Yeah, you know, it's not as bad as you think.
Oh, yes, I can't imagine it.
No, it really isn't as bad. It's
Why?
Not, I don't know. It's for some reason it doesn't hurt. And, you know, one of the most overused phrases in our business, when there's a pile up and the ball's underneath, that ball's going to exchange hands 6 times. No, it doesn't.
1:43 back on the play clock on the game clock. 1:43.
I have been on the bottom of those piles with the football, and Reggie White's been down there with me, and he couldn't take it away from me. You let me get my arms around that football, I don't care who you are, you're not going to pull it away from me at the bottom of that pile.
See, I get the feeling that if you have your arms around that football, you look at the comparison of Bledsoe and Brady today, and you've got about 2,000 pounds on top of you, there's no way that football can come out.
That's right. I didn't think of it that way. Maybe that's what helped me. But it's hard, Greg, to rip the football out of the hands of another football player. It's just, I don't care how long they stay at the bottom of that pile.
Well, as they continue to look at Jonas Jennings out there on the field, we'll remind you tonight on 60 Minutes, 2 faces in the news: a big city mayor who couldn't laugh his way out of trouble, and an actress who's put her troubles behind her tonight on 60 Minutes. Then at 60 Minutes of Comedy with Becker and the King of Queens, followed by Hallmark Hall of Fame's The Locket, starring Oscar winner Vanessa Redgrave. That's all here tonight on CBS.
The King of Queens tonight, huh? Kevin James.
Big Kev. A maniac with a football in his hands.
Yeah, I've thrown some passes to Kevin James before. Very good athlete.
Minute 43 to play here in the 4th quarter as they continue to tend to Jennings on the sideline. Giving New England a victory here today. The Patriots improve to 8-5. Buffalo falls to 6-7.
And what's really going for the Patriots too is, of course, head-to-head, it's always one tiebreaker. What do you do in the division? They are 3-1. The New York Jets are going to play later.
And New England finishing out this season at Tennessee, home to the Jets, and home to Miami. While Miami, after the Monday night date against Chicago, has Oakland, Minnesota, and the New England Patriots on their schedule.
Well, a lot of good games. You know, as we do this job, we look ahead and you start looking at all the teams, you just go, my gosh, which game would you want to do? Each week there's so many encounters where 2 playoff contenders are going to play each other.
Well, the former Georgia Bulldog Jonas Jennings being helped onto a cart, favoring that right foot or right leg. Only in his 2nd season out of the University of Georgia.
2nd year. Marcus Sullivan, 2nd year. Mike Williams, 1st year.
Marcus Price, number 73, is going to come onto the field to replace Jennings. Let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Greg, you never believed who stopped by. Bill Belichick. I said, you got to be proud of this. He said, absolutely. 4 turnovers. As far as the interception, the fumble, he said, this is exactly what I wanted to see to kind of push us off into December, Phil. As you talked about, this team is so tough this time of year. He said, this is exactly the kind of game I wanted to see out of our football team. Back to you.
Do you know, as focused a coach as Bill Belichick is, do you know how secure he has to feel about victory when he'll stop and have a chat with Armin with a minute 43 to play on the clock?
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Armin, how you doing?
Well, you know, it brings up a good point, and after this play, I'll talk about it. Blitz, safety's up the middle.
Quick pass, and that's complete. Mold spins inside the 5 and is down. Forward progress will be marked to about the 3.
And good play by Drew Bledsoe, good blocking. But to go back to what Drew Bledsoe, Armin was talking about, veteran football teams, everybody likes to say they're older and they get tired. That's not true. They just get tougher when you get older in this league.
That pass incomplete at the goal line. And that pass also ties Bledsoe with Ferguson at 508 attempts on the season.
You know, though, Greg, when you look at NFL players, we interview them all the time. And once you've been in this league about 5 years, you know, now you've got your money, you've got a lot of notoriety. It's all about winning, and you just don't tolerate losing easily. So you just become tougher about the game. And the New England Patriots, it's a veteran football team, and that's why they're competitive late in the year. These veterans just will not put up with anything but a victory.
Bledsoe to throw his 50th pass of the day. Incomplete. Into and out of the end zone. Go back to early in the fourth quarter. It was a 20-10 New England lead. The Bills had the football and momentum on their side. And Peerless Price lost a fumble, and things went downhill for Buffalo from there. Number 63, Bill Conatee, comes onto the field, replacing Marcus Sullivan, who comes to the line, or to the sideline, on 3rd and goal.
Let's see if a quarterback sneak would score here.
Bledsoe, Watson for Moles. Oh, what a catch by Eric Moles. Oh.
Well, that's a good description, Greg. It's just, what a catch. That was clear and clean with the right hand of Eric Moles.
You know, we've seen him make 2 one-handed grabs for touchdowns in consecutive weeks.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. Eric Moles, Peerless Price, they're good, and they do it with style. They really got some style to them. They're fun to watch.
Mike Hollis with the extra point, and it's good. (27-17). Let's go back to that catch by Moles.
Well, it's Bledsoe trying to throw the line drive. Ty Law's looking, but you can't stop that type of play.
He still hasn't put a second hand on the football.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I know these gloves help.
Not that much.
That's right, not that much. I couldn't make that catch if I had a baseball mitt. Well, that'll soothe some of the feelings for the Buffalo Bills. And Drew Bledsoe, there's a little satisfaction going down the field late in the game and just for nothing else, just to do it because that's what you're trained to do.
Well, let's see if Buffalo goes for an onside kick here with 65 seconds to play. And it would appear they're going to line up that way. David Patton is deep, but there are a lot of sure-handed people up close, including Donald Hayes, Troy Brown, Mark Edwards. So Hollis will attempt the onside kick here. It has to go at least 10 yards. And New England calls timeout.
30 seconds.
What? Go ahead and talk. Greg Gumbel's up here. I know what you're thinking. Why are they calling timeout? But I'll tell you why. They just want to make sure. Just make sure you got players thinking the right thing in this situation. And you go, well, come on, it's a 10-point lead.
I'm actually kind of happy to look up and see that the skies are clear.
That's right. Yes. Last week, Greg and I were in Buffalo for Buffalo and Miami. It started snowing late in the game. And all the people that work around us from Buffalo said, oh, don't worry. Our airport never closes. Yeah, right. At midnight, I'm looking at my partners and going, well, what are we going to do?
You know what? Stuck. When I left the next morning, it was still snowing. Yeah, those people are hardy up there. Love their town, love their weather.
Yeah, they love that snow.
So Hollis lines it up again.
It was only like a 22-inch snowfall, though, Greg.
Nice. Gets the kick away, tipped backwards, diving for the ball, and the Bills have it, it appears.
Nope. Well, they might, but the Buffalo Bills, I saw the flag, they touched it before it went 10 yards. It was very close.
We have another huddle.
I couldn't tell who jumped up in the air. Watch the kick. Excellent, excellent onside kick. Straight up in the air. What number? Charles Johnson, 89, Did he touch it before it went 10
illegal
yards?
batting. Kicking team. 10-yard penalty. Free kick.
Oh, wow, what a play. Troy Brown goes up the blocking. Charles Johnson jumps up, tries to protect himself.
Never quite seen that version of the onside kick before. Go up and bat it a little bit beyond that line of contact.
Well, because Charles Johnson had no choice.
That wasn't planned?
Well, no, because when they kick it like this, Greg, you don't really know where the football is going to go. You just want it to go high in the air, and you hope you can cover the 10 yards and get down there and just have a jump ball situation with the New England Patriots.
So they practice these things. This is special teams practice.
Yes, like you watch a lot of it. Yeah, we came out to watch practice here the other day in New England on a Friday. It was snowing, it was cold, and Greg had his little Gucci loafers on, and it just wasn't working, was it?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you gotta wear some big, heavy boots.
Hollis boots it this way. Edwards looking to cover it and does at his own 46-yard line. And we have a marker on the far side of the field.
Really? A marker?
So let's see. Here's Jeff Triplett.
Offside. 27 kicking team. Penalties decline. 1st and 10.
So a couple of kneel downs and the Patriots will have their 8th win in the books. And all signs, Phil, we saw these Patriots on Thanksgiving Day. They didn't play their best game. They just played well enough to win. But looked a little better today. Took advantage of some Buffalo mistakes.
And, you know, you're right, Greg. And what comes with these victories? Just confidence. You know, when you get confidence, you feel good about going to work. It puts you in a good frame of mind. You're a better learner. You practice better physically. And I'll tell you what, you always get those benefits when you come out here on Sunday. Or you get the benefit of it, I should say.
Troy Brown. A smiling Troy Brown, and that is the final snap of the day. Handshakes all around. A well-earned victory by the New England Patriots, and a disappointing trip into Foxborough for Drew Bledsoe. 27-17, and Phil, it bears repeating, these New England Patriots look pretty well primed for the stretch run.
Yeah, they do, Greg, and we're going to see them again. Miami Dolphins last game of the year, and then, who knows, that could be for everything.
So temporarily, the Patriots grab the lead in the NFC East. For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been fun here in Foxborough. The New England Patriots ringing up the victory by a score of 27-17. They improve to 8-5, and Buffalo falls to 6-7. 27-17 our final. So long from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. We'll be sending you out to the Raiders and the Chargers, or the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets right after this. Thanks for joining us, everyone. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.